Private Party beat two fat guys. Did you see the botched double team where the guy that can jump actually for the first time ever couldn't jump and missed the guy and he dove off anyway? And then they're cutting a promo in the ring. They want to be the tag team champions and they call out the Hardley Boys. Let's do this thing right now. And then the Hardley Boys, of course, the spotlight on it. They are more and more with every passing week. Maddie and Nikki are like the South Park episode where the kids created their own wrestling federation, the WTF. They're sitting in.
That's their whole life.
Yeah, they're sitting in a spotlight, and as they're opened on, and then they start talking their way to the ring, and they tease a match, and then but we're on limited dates because they got to be inside. And then suddenly in the ring, Jungle Jackoff jumps Private Party, and then the Buckaroos roll in and start getting on them. But then music plays, and here comes Shapoopy. And all three of the heels bail because Shapoopy ran in, and the fans are sitting there like, what the fuck? And then Daniels comes out and makes a 6-man tag for Rampage. So the show that's not even going to exist any longer, that nobody watches to begin with, is dominating the promotional time on this television show when they're a week away from a pay-per-view.
Did you see Jack Perry's, I don't know if they were supposed to be punches. I don't know if they were supposed to be punches and they looked like forearms or if they were forearms that looked like shit. I'm not sure what it was, but
where he just was waving his arm in the general direction of the fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do now. And to be honest and be fair, they do it in the WWE too. They just, these guys cover up in a ball and somebody on top of them just waves their arm potentially with a closed fist somewhere in the area of their head and upper body. It's fucking ridiculous. I've never seen sloppiness like this. And we didn't have high definition television. So it's even worse now. That's why I talk about all these guys covering up. If you're all covered up and you're blocking and you got your hands over your face, then there is no target, and anything that's thrown at you looks like shit. If the guy holds you down and pins your arm and throws an unobstructed punch to the face, it's better than 10 windmills, and it gets the point across. I'm sorry, I digressed.
All episode, they were showing highlights of 5 years of Dynamite, the biggest moments, and they showed Private Party defeating the Young Bucks. I forget what they said. It was either episode 2 or episode 3, like early on, 5 years ago. They're revisiting their feud now, 5 years later. The Bucks don't matter. The Bucks just don't matter.
The Bucks don't matter, and Private Party's not as over as they were then.
Yeah, the only thing that can help Private Party right now is leaving AEW and hoping WWE would be looking at them. Again, back to this tag team division, this awful tag team division. They booked it into the ground, even with some talent. And again, the Bucks, they get that go-home heat reaction from a lot of people as soon as they come out. More and more of the AEW fans, too. It's not about bangers. It's about more than that.
But it doesn't have to be now, because along with Tony's dad's bottomless pocket, they're getting paid to just do what they're doing. So there's no incentive to get better. That's the problem now, is they've been somewhat validated. There's no incentive to get better because they're guaranteed whatever. I mean, Tony will still spend more money than they take in somehow, but they're guaranteed a shitload of money to just do whatever the fuck they're doing.
And the crowds are getting smaller and smaller. The crowds are, going to be where they were when they were on the indies, when they were main eventing for Ring of Honor with Sinclair money behind them. And they had plenty of time to they had a lot of say in everything they've done. They had plenty of time to try to do anything to drum up interest in anything. And instead they were left to do their best ideas and look at the state of the tag team division, look at the state of AEW they're making it about 5 years ago, we started this thing. There'd be no AEW without us. AEW would be better without you.
Yes.
Look at the landscape.
I'm sorry, but I have a feeling that Cody would have probably pushed this thing through even if there weren't any buckaroos around. We've seen who the go-getter is, and he went and got it.